Welcome back to another episode of Sips and Chats with Connie and Ursula. Today, we're diving into the vibrant world of art and creativity with a truly inspiring guest. We're so excited to have a conversation that celebrates passion, talent, and the stories that bring art to life. Today, we're joined by a remarkable artist whose work is as bold and unique as her vision. Our guest is Robyn Kapral, the creative force behind Robyn Kapral Artwork. Known for her striking use of color and emotionally charged pieces, Robyn's art not only captures the eye, but also tells profound stories. We had the pleasure of meeting Robyn recently, and we were immediately captivated by her artistic journey and perspective on life. Her work has this magical way of connecting people, and today we're thrilled to dig deeper into what inspires her and how she brings her ideas to life. So whether you're an art enthusiast or just someone who loves hearing from creative minds, this episode is for you. Grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and join us as we sip and chat with Robyn Kapral.
Hey everybody, this is Ursula Timague. Welcome to yet another episode of Sips and Chats with Connie and Ursula. Now, I'm sure many of you are wondering, where is the partner in crime? Connie could not make it today, unfortunately, but we both agreed that we just needed to have this conversation with our special guest for today. And after a lot of hectic scheduling and just life getting in the way, we are finally here, and we are going to be having ourselves a conversation with Robyn Kapral. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly.
You know what, it's a married name, so I don't really care how you pronounce it. It is a foreign name. It's from Czech Republic, but it's, yeah, you did it well. Kapral.
Okay. So yes, we're having a conversation with Robyn Kapral from Robyn Kapral Artwork. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right.
That's right.
So Robyn basically is going to be giving us her perspective on all things wine, I guess, you know, just the world of art and just blending creativity with various themes, including but not limited to wine. Robyn, welcome to Sips and Chats. Thank you for hanging out with us. And how are you feeling today?
Hi, Ursula. Thank you very much for having me. As I said to you, this is completely out of my comfort zone. I'm much more comfortable with a paintbrush in my hand, not a microphone. So This is out of my comfort zone, but I love the subject we're talking about, and I'm very passionate about art. So I think we're going to be fine.
We're going to be great. We're going to be great. Just from the previous conversations that we were having before, like I can definitely tell that this is something that, you know, you are really, really passionate about. And so I'm curious, can you tell us about like how you first started as an artist and what inspired you to start being start creating this kind of artwork that you do today? And how does wine become like a theme in your art?
Sure. A million questions in one. To give you the basics, I have always been creative, and I think that is a talent that everybody has, but only one that if you feed it, it will blossom. And so I did graphic design after school, and I took up photography predominantly as a career. So I've been working as a photographer for many, many years, go in studio. Loved it, absolutely loved it, but it does get a bit boring and a bit stale, and although I was doing creative photography at some point, it's limiting. So I painted on the side more as a hobby and what have you, and as a mom as well, I started just painting part-time, and I went for a couple of lessons and kind of piqued my interest a little bit more. Anyway, time went on and got divorced, and I met a man a couple of years later, and he was having a birthday, and I had no money, but I had a canvas and some paint. So I decided to paint him a birthday gift.
Wow.
And he just happened to know a gallery owner and showed my work to him. And this gallery guy, his work is very different to what I was doing. But he said, hang on a sec, I've got an idea. And so he connected me with an artist who, obviously I've signed an NDA, so no details given here, but I didn't even know you could do this, but I was almost a ghost painter for this artist.
Wow.
And it was fantastic. He would literally deliver canvases to my door, send me a WhatsApp of what he wanted painted. I would paint it, And he'd come and collect. There was no admin, there was no invoicing. It was fantastic. I was doing what I loved full time. And so that carried on for a while. And obviously this artist moves and changes styles as any artist should do. So it was a short-term gig, but it bit me hard. And I just started painting every day from there on, and loving my life now. I met a restaurant owner who said to me he liked what I was doing. What about doing an exhibition? I was like, no, I'm not ready for an exhibition. I can't do an exhibition. He said, no, just come try. One Sunday we'll do it on the lawn. We'll see what the response is like. I sold my first 2 paintings ever on that first day, and at a nice price as well. It was like, what? Are you sure you want these? And funny enough, they were pictures of wine. And it kind of took off from there. And so much has developed from those doors being opened for me. And I'm very grateful for the people in my life who've opened those doors. And what someone once said to me, doors will be open for you, but you choose whether or not you want to walk through them. And so, I've walked through them, and I'm sure I've walked through a couple of wrong doorways that should have been shut. But I've learned, and it's been a short journey so far, but I know it's a long journey ahead of me, and I'm really looking forward to it. So that's how I got into art. And then to answer your question about the wine, first of all, people love art and wine together. Together they just marry it. They fit each other. It is kind of a sophistication that goes together. And you can't argue it. And while you've got a glass in your hand and you're looking at a picture of wine, it does just enhance the flavors of the wine and the colors on the picture. So it was an easy partnership that I got into. I have painted other things, but to date, my best-selling pieces have all been around wine. And they say, paint what you love, huh? So paint those wines.
Of
That's
course.
pretty much how I got into it and how it's paired up. And then obviously saw Winex was on, and I thought it would be a great door, once again, that was opened to that kind of mentality. That I sound like a snob when I say this, but it is a certain sophistication who enjoys a good wine and a good piece of art. So it's a collaboration there that works. It works well.
And it's so funny because that's the one thing that, attracted myself and Connie to your piece. For those who may not know, we met Robyn at the Standard Bank Wine X event that recently took place. And just seeing the wine and just the combination of that with, seeing your art in a combination with wine just made for such a, just an interesting perspective. So we definitely just needed to have this conversation. And there's a lot that we're unpacking, and I'm already just getting so much insight on just your environment and your work. And I'm sure there's someone out there who's going to really, really find this super, super inspirational and, just helpful.
Fantastic. I must say at Winex, I had some amazing conversations with people that I would never have met anywhere else. And it started off with wine and ended up being art, or cooking, funny enough, was a huge topic that the wine inspired. It's crazy how conversations just take off. But it definitely is a conversation starter. And what's more is it's a great backdrop for selfies. So at Winex, that's what it was great for. So the exposure I got was unbelievable.
Well, I'm happy for you in that regard. We're going to look into the next question, which is, how do you feel your art, and we kind of touched on that, how do you feel that your artwork enhances the experience of wine, especially for those who may be enjoying a glass of wine while viewing your pieces?
Yes, as I said, it's a certain caliber of person, and I do sound like a snob saying this, but you're not going to get your garden variety person enjoying a good quality wine. And as they're sipping on the wine, they're probably appreciating the art that went into the winemaking. And looking at art at the same time, it goes hand in hand with appreciation of the creativity more than anything else that would go into an art piece, as would go into the making of a wine. And as you know, winemakers are very selective about what they're putting into their wines, so as an artist, where you're choosing your mediums, you're choosing your colors and all of that. So there's a lot of cross-referencing that goes on between winemaking and artwork, in my opinion. I think winemaking is an art.
True. See, a whole lot of perspective gained. Enjoy wine all the time, but you never really think of it that way. Winemaking is an art. Yeah, no,
and I do recommend having a sip or two while you're painting. That also enhances it a lot.
And I feel like as you're talking about wine and painting, I'm not trying to promote any other things going on outside of, Robyn Kapral Artwork right now. But yeah, no, I definitely would have to agree with that. And there's proof of that out there. There's so many events that combine wine and art, and it's really blowing up. So yeah.
And people being creative as well. I mean, there are these sip paint events that are going on all over the place, and people love it. I think you being creative while enjoying, so it's kind of stimulates a whole lot of senses.
Yep.
From your taste buds to your all your senses are exhilarated with that, with art.
Art and wine definitely, have that power to engage our senses. But now you've worked on so many different other projects, and could you share a few that stand out particularly and have more meaning, or rather what meaning or impact do they have for you?
I've had a lot of bad experiences. I've done a lot of exhibitions that I probably shouldn't have, mainly because they were so boring or so badly promoted that we were lucky if we got a few feet coming through the door. So that's been my biggest lesson in terms of collaborating with other artists, is be selective about who you spend your time with and where you exhibit. One of my favorite things, and I love this story because it's all about me. No, when I started doing the exhibitions in the garden, it's actually called Art on the Lawn. And I invited a couple of artists to join me, and we started doing it on a monthly basis. And that collaboration for me has been the most meaningful, because not only do we learn so much from each other, first of all, there's safety in numbers as well, but we've learned so much about what the public is after, and it's vast. It's hugely vast. And what started off as myself on the lawn, I think there's 25 artists now under the umbrella that I've created. So I've called the group Breathtaking, which is Swahili for artists.
Oh, wow.
And we're just there for each other more than anything else. It's that collaboration for me has been the most meaningful, because we support each other. We've got a WhatsApp chat group that, help, I'm having this problem, how do I fix it? And people are just so keen to support each other. And that, for me, if we can do nothing but that and help one artist get over a minor issue, then it's great. And the exposure as well. Obviously, being in a group, you get more exposure. And we've actually cut down the exhibitions from once a month now. We're doing it once every 3 months, because we were finding we were just adding entertainment value as opposed to investment value.
Wow, I see.
So, but yeah, this group is amazing. And it really, the people involved are what make it. And we're all different mediums, different styles. We've got sculptors, we've got iron makers, we've got oils, acrylics, the whole lot across the board. And everyone has their value, and they're all adding it to the group. So I'm very proud of this little group. Bear in mind, self-appointed head girl right here, because
of course.
Someone's got to appoint me, and I was the only one in line. So it is definitely the most valuable collaboration I've ever had, is this group.
Wow. I can imagine how, having just that sense of collaboration can be so fulfilling, And so that actually kind of brings us to the next question, the business. When it comes to the business side of things, what challenges and rewards have you faced in merging the creative world of art with the commercial side, especially when, wine is involved?
Yeah, so the wine I buy at the end of the month depends on the sales that month. No, I'm joking. Yeah, the starving artist, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And very few people can actually survive just on painting.
Yeah.
An artist has got to be everything from an accountant to marketing to social media, the whole lot. It's not just you sit and paint all day. I battle with self-discipline at that point. I want to get up and start painting, and you can't. You've got to, and for myself, I have to do the discipline, okay, 2 hours of admin, then you're allowed to paint. Because when you start painting, time has no value whatsoever. It just goes out the window. Sometimes I even forgot to feed my children, but they're still alive, just saying. And it's a matter of the commercial side of art is cutthroat.
Yeah.
The marketing and all of that is, as you I'm sure know in the field, it's tedious, it's ongoing, it's never ending, and you've always got to look for new trends, and you've got to keep people interested. And social media luckily has opened so many doors for us there. However, if you don't feed the beast, it doesn't grow. So it is a time-consuming activity. Doing the marketing side of things, and also everything has to be online nowadays, so we've had to get our own website. And all of that takes time. So from a commercial aspect, it's not very few artists who are under our umbrella are full-time artists. We've all got some side hustle that we do to bring in the regular bread and butter, because from an art side, you could have a very good a bumper month and make probably your annual earnings, or you could sell nothing. And there's no guarantees. There's no check at the end of the month paying you for being an artist, unfortunately. So unless you're on a retainer.
That's risky business, but without risk, obviously there's no reward, you know. So
true. And you weigh, sorry to interrupt you, weigh up the cons about whether you want to do this as a living, and if you're passionate about it, you'll make it work. I think anything you want badly enough, you'll make it work for you.
But looking at the future, would you say that, you know, there's a vision that you have, and what do you envision, you know, your art to be in future? And are there new projects, themes, or directions that you are eager to explore?
Sure, so many. And I lie awake at night and my mind just explodes. But how the whole wine thing came about as well was I got a commission to do 2 pieces of art for a winemaker in Hull, and I've got another 2 commissions coming up that I need to get done before the end of the year. But saying that, I'm actually a little bit bored of painting wine, and I do need to, I always fiddled around with a couple of other things as well. I mean, see on my Instagram account, there's various different topics and what have you.
Yes.
But I have just been challenged by a gallery owner who he asked me to put a couple of pieces in his gallery, and he's quite new to the industry, and he says he's got so many requests for pop art. And my style would kind of lend itself to a bit of pop art. So I'm dabbling in a collection now for pop art, and it's completely out of my comfort zone. But I think as an artist, if you keep evolving and you keep growing and you keep changing and you keep it exciting and fresh, it'll come out in your work for sure.
Most definitely,
so yes, I do have a couple of commissions lined up for the end of the year. But other than that, it's exploring a new dimension of art, which I've never really got into. I've done a similar style. But and I think that's the beauty of art, is it's consistently evolving, and some people do get stuck in a rut, and the creative block and all of that is real, it's true. But I think if you paint or you draw or you doodle, do something creative every day, you'll keep evolving. And you'll keep getting, I mean, as I said, ideas that pop into my head at the most unopportunistic moments. 2 o'clock in the morning is not a great time to have a good idea.
Wow.
But those are the best ideas, and you've got to like hang on to them, and the next morning kind of do a little sketch and say, right, I'll get to that as soon as I can. And you go do your day job, or you go do what pays the bills, and then you come back to it. And so that's the beauty of being in a creative field, is it's consistently changing, and no 2 days are ever the same. And also, if you A-type personality and you like all your ducks at least in the same room, it doesn't always work that way. But hey, I wouldn't change it for anything. I think this is the perfect life, and if I can carry on doing this full time, I'm blessed.
I love that. You've got everything that just, you know, makes your work so special. Personality, insight, you know, the knowledge, history. I'm really looking forward to seeing how much more of Robyn Kapral there is to see. And I'm really excited for this upcoming project. I hope that it challenges you for the better, and we're going to keep following and, you know, keep trying to find, you know, more to Robyn Kapral Artwork. And I hope that this is not going to be the last time that we're going to be having this conversation, because I feel like there's just so much more knowledge to impart, but there's only so much time in the day. So yeah, I think for now, I'd say that I'm happy. If anybody has any questions for Robyn, please be sure to leave your comments down below. Otherwise, you can follow Robyn on her social media. Please do share your socials with us, just for everybody that would want to, just follow you and possibly, you'd make purchases and stuff like that.
Yes, so we have an online website, which is bataki.co.za. It's spelled B-A-T-A-K-I. We've got a couple of artists out there, quite diverse artists as well. Then my social, Instagram, Facebook, all of that is Robyn Kapral Art, all underscored in between. And that's it, yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Thank you so much, Robyn. Stay beautiful. Stay making that beautiful, inspirational art. And hopefully one day I'll make enough money to come through and be like, yo, I'll take this one. Because, yeah, you need to be packing something heavy in that pocket to play with Robyn, guys. She doesn't play games. She's got a lot of art that she does. It's not just limited to wine. There are a lot of pieces where you can tell that there's a lot of time, there's a lot of effort, there's a lot of thought that's put into it. So, yeah, I can't wait to start playing those in that field now where I'm like, I need a piece for myself, please.
Ursula, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And thank you for exposing us. I think it's great. And the more people know about artists and what goes on behind the scenes, the more valuable it becomes. So thank you for that.
Wonderful stuff.